Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming Gold episode 21. It is October 10th. Pokemon comes out in a couple days. And I wanted to say sorry about last week. I got caught up doing a bunch of stuff, and the way timing worked out, I just ran out of time to record. So I just wanted to apologize for that. I am sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't communicate to you guys what was going on. I'll try not to let it happen again. All right. Now that that's out of the way, let's see. What do I want to talk about this week? This week I want to talk about, well, the price of a game and why we pay $60, and things like that. Not just games in general, but consoles and why things are priced the way they are and things like that. We're coming up on the Christmas season here for retail, and we've got new consoles coming out. There's a bunch of games coming out in November. There's games coming out this month. I just talked about, Pokemon comes out on Saturday, Skylanders comes out on Sunday, Beyond Two Souls just came out on Tuesday. So there's game releases all around. But why is a game $60? Well, what a lot of people don't realize is that while the developer, okay, let's say they have a developer, and then there's a publisher, and then there's distributors, and so on and so forth, right? There's this whole chain of people that have invested in this. So you have the people who make the game, okay, and how much they make is sort of malleable based on what they have to pay everybody else for. Games like Madden and things like that, they may have to pay like $10, $10 or $12, $10, $15 per game for that license to use all the stuff, all the different licensing they have in it. Not just the NFL license, but players and sneakers and gloves and all that type of stuff. They have to get licenses for all that stuff. So that might cost them $10 to $15 per game. Okay, so we're let's just say $10. Okay, they have to pay to get the discs made and shipped and distribution, all that stuff. So there's money in there. There's then the retailer has to get a piece of that. The retailer gets roughly $15. You know. So after you add in all these things, the person who actually made the game, especially if they're not their own publisher, if they're separate, they only get about $10, maybe $15. It depends. More licensing and stuff like that is going to cut into their profits more. Depending on the publisher might have a set amount that they take, all that type of stuff. So, $15, $20 maybe that the actual person that created the game gets for it out of that $60 price tag. The retail store gets almost the same amount or the same amount. So it's kind of interesting when you look at that. Now, on the other hand, when you look at consoles, right? The Xbox One is going to be $500. The PlayStation 4 is going to be $400. When you look at those, nobody's making any money on those. The store might make $1 or $2, maybe, if that, and maybe $5. Maybe it's cost the store, $495 for the console. You know what I mean? But where they really make the money is selling the games and the accessories. So controllers and cables and batteries, all that type of stuff that goes with the console that you need to make the console work is where the stores make their money. And the developers, even the people who make those consoles, are making those consoles so that they can get licensing or contracts and stuff with games and stuff like that, so that so they can sell their controllers and they can sell their cables, and then you go onto their online store. It's all about getting you into their space, so they're willing to break even on the console and get you into their space, so that then they can sell things digitally or sell controllers, like I said, stuff like that. So while consoles are really expensive for the consumer, they're also really expensive for the developers. The developers you know, basically break even, at least in the initial stages, you're paying for their R&D. They've been developing these consoles for 5 years, 2 to 5 years, and they have to recoup all those people they've been paying for 2 to 5 years. That you know, basically these people have been making something that's not going to sell until then. It's similar to an MMO. MMOs, they have a 5 year development cycle normally or more, and for those 5 years, there's no money coming in. So you're building this product for that long, and then you have to hope you're opening sales, or not hope. You designed it so you're opening sales, recoup most or all of what you spent over the past 5 years, and then you have stuff beyond that. So then that brings us to other types of games. Um, like Guild Wars is buy to play. You buy the box, and then you can play the game for free. Um, so they recoup their development costs by you buying the box, and then after that, they make money by having an item store that you pay real money to get cosmetic items or XP boosts or health potions or whatever. Um, so you that's how they make their money. Now another model is free to play. And free to play, basically you don't pay anything for the game, and you don't have to pay anything ever if you don't want to. So how do they make money? Well, in the MMO space, in that type of game, it's normally through a cash shop. You buy for Star Wars, let's say, because they're free to play now. You buy lightsabers and you buy, a speeder and things like that, and those cost you real money. Um, in the mobile area, a lot of those free games are they'll have ways where you can make it faster. If oh, it's going to take 3 days to complete this building. Well, I want to complete it now. Oh, well then just give us $3 and you can complete it now. Okay, here's $3. So that's how they encourage it. Plus, some of them have ads, and they get paid by advertisers and things like that. Um, and and that's sort of reverse of licensing. So let's say a console game wants to have Coke, have a can of Coke sitting on a desk. There's two things that can happen. Either they can have a contract with Coke for advertisement in the game, or they can license or they could pay for it if they really want it, instead of just making it some generic red can. Or they can license it if Coke doesn't want their name on it. Then they can pay for the license, and then they can do whatever they want with it. So there's all these different money factors, um, and different ways to play. Now, digitally distributed games is a great way for companies to cut out a lot of the costs and improve their profit margin. So, I mean, just look at Steam. Steam is doing ridiculously well. I mean, they're releasing their own sort of console operating system and all kinds of stuff. So Steam's doing amazing. But there's a reason. So they can put these games up, and they cut out the retailer, the distributor, the manufacturer. They cut out that whole piece. And when you cut out that whole piece, you cut the price of the game by at least $30, maybe more. The cost that it takes to make the game. So then you just have to worry about licensors, the publisher, and the actual developer. So then you just have those three guys to split between everything. So they can drop the price on things and either maintain the same profit margin or actually get more out of it. Um, which is why you see games a lot, like digital versions of games and stuff like that, for $30 instead of 60, because they can cut out all those people. Um, so digital is most definitely, I think, the way that the industry is moving. Um, it's it's not there yet, but I think by the end of the current consoles, I think we're going to be very much into that space. Um, I totally lost my train of thought. Well, I guess I will wrap it up there then. Um, if you guys want to follow the show, follow, like, subscribe, you can do all that stuff on our YouTube page. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/gaminggold88. You can follow me on Twitter at Jordan Raider. And thank you guys. Have a nice day.